चक्र की सांझ हो गई, सृष्टि चक्र की सांझ हो गई, सृष्टि चक्र की। Om Shanti. Let's begin with Shiv Baba's remembrance. I sit in the awareness that I am a soul. I can see myself with the light of knowledge. I am a living force. I sit behind the eyes. I am a thinking, experiencing being of light. I am the one who experiences everything through the body. I sit behind the eyes and see through the eyes. What I see, how I see, is my choice. I sit between the ears and listen through the ears. I give meaning to every word I hear. I interpret whatever comes through the ears. I am the experiencing being. The one who experiences everything through the body. I have a choice about what experience to create. I am also the thinking being. The acting being. I create thoughts in the mind. I speak through the mouth. I give and take through the hands. I am the master. Using this body to create karma. Now I know myself. Shiv Baba, the ocean of knowledge himself, is teaching me. I can see myself in the light of knowledge. I can see my peaceful self. I can see my form and nature. I am a star of peace. Just see yourself, a pure being of light, a pure being of peace, very still, very stable. sitting behind the eyes. I am pure. I am peaceful. As I recognize myself, my vision becomes peaceful. I see peacefully. I hear peacefully. All my actions also become pure. I think peacefully. I speak peacefully. And perform every act in peace. I am peace. My experience is peace. My action is peaceful. Just sit with these thoughts for some time. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Yesterday we started talking about what is the nature of this Srishti or the world, and then what is the duration of each cycle. And today, before elaborating on that, I would just like to share that why is it important to know these things? Yes, because the law says what you believe decides how you behave. Yes. Now you see, when you are a student giving and you are a student and you have an exam, if you know the exam is tomorrow, you study very hard today. But if you know the exam is 2 months later, you don't study that hard. Why? Because what you believe decides how you behave. Now suppose you believe that the exam is 2 months later, but it is tomorrow. You have been misinformed. Then you will feel deceived. Yes. So it's very important to check our beliefs. And we all have beliefs about, whether we consciously think about it or not. We have beliefs about our history and from where we have come, what was our past, what is the time that's going on, and what's going to happen in future. You have beliefs about the past, present and future, don't you? Yes. Some people are only thinking about their past as a body, in this birth, whatever happened, you think that's your only past. Some people think about themselves in other ways which are also body conscious, like they think I belong to this religion or this caste or this community or this country. And then your national history, your communal history, your religious history, that is what shapes your behavior, doesn't it? Yes. So if you think that, we have been in a country which has seen many wars and struggles, then you feel like you have struggled and you have gone to war. And that sense of struggle and being through war stays with you. That trauma is there with you, because whatever history you study, whatever you think, whatever ideas and beliefs and information you have about the past shapes your beliefs, your attitudes, your capacities in the present. Yes. And if you live in a place or a community in which you have been told about some gruesome past that your religion or community or nation went through, then although you have no conscious memory of that, you have not been there, been through that, but you carry that trauma. This happened to our people, this happened to our countrymen, this happened to my religion, this happened to all the people who belong to my community. So this sense of, who am I and what is my past? Because if you think, if you only think about yourself in a very limited way, I'm a person and I'm in this birth, then you think about your past in a very limited way. What happened 10 years ago, 20 years ago to me, or what happened around me, that you think. But when you are more attached to your body conscious identity of the religion, caste, nationality and other things, then that what happened to all those things also start affecting you and your psyche. Do you understand this thing? Yes? Does it affect you like that? It does. I don't want to give very concrete examples, because then it looks like I'm giving you an opinion or something, but then this is how it is working. So now you see, that is why when Shiv Baba tells us that you are a soul, you need to know your history as a soul, and that awareness of what is your history gives you a sense of self. It tells you who you really are. And Shiv Baba tells us that you are a soul, and this is not your only birth or your first birth. You've been through a long journey, and all of that is as real as this birth. So just like this birth is a reality, all the births you took in 5,000 years is a reality. And all of those sanskars you have. But what is the key to unlock sanskars? The key to unlock sanskars is smriti, or awareness. Now you see that um, just like, in your computer you store folders, yes, and then every folder has certain information inside it. But until you click on that folder doesn't open. And similarly, you have all the sanskars of the entire journey that you have had. When you were a deity and you went through 2500 years as a deity, or you were in the soul world in your very peaceful state, all those sanskars are there in you. But you need to know that you were there. And when Shiv Baba comes and reminds us that, you were there as a soul, you see, you were very peaceful, and you think about it, then those sanskars of being, in absolute peace, they kind of pop up. It's like that click button is activated. And then when you come to know that I was a deity for 2500 years, and I had no vices, I was absolutely virtuous, and I lived in a world, in a family system, in harmony, with peace, with love, then that sanskar in you, which is latent right now, which is there, but it has not been accessed for very long, because for very long we have believed we were monkeys before this. Yes, so for many years we have believed, many births we have believed that we were monkeys before this. So all the monkeyness is activated. Because you keep thinking, that everybody keeps telling you to err is human, to forgive divine. So you say, I am a human being, erring is human, so making mistakes is natural. Okay, so you were a monkey, so monkey mind is natural. So whatever you are in awareness of, whatever people have told you about your past, so people have told you that before being a human, many births earlier, you were a monkey. And then because of that, those sanskars are activated. Or you believe that, you are a woman or a man, or you are in this social or religious or political or national context, and then those sanskars are activated. But now Shiv Baba tells us, no, you were a soul, a very peaceful point of light in the soul world, and then for 2500 years you were in absolute purity, peace, love, joy, happiness, prosperity. And then when you remember that, how do you remember that? By simulating it in meditation. So when you sit in meditations, you think about yourself as a deity in the deity world, according to the knowledge that Shiv Baba has given you. So the knowledge Shiv Baba gives you, Shiv Baba reminds you of the truth, and then you try to remember the truth in your meditations, and then those sanskars become activated. And then you are here, but your deity sanskars, the folder of which was inactive and those sanskars were latent, they start emerging. They start, that which is in the merged state, that becomes emerged, that becomes active. So from potential energy to kinetic energy. So that is how it is changing. So then you start using those sanskars, you start behaving according to those deity sanskars here. And then those sanskars gain power. And then you are ready to go back to the new world with these new sanskars. So this is what we are trying to understand. Shiv Baba is telling us that part of our history, and Shiv Baba is not just telling about the past, but he is also telling us about the present, which is very powerful, because in this present time I am with Shiv Baba, with the ocean of knowledge, with the ocean of purity, with the ocean of peace. Until I knew Baba, until I knew myself, I could have had any kind of existence. I was lonely, I had my own ideas about who I am and who I am with or who is with me. But now I know that I am a deity soul, I am a powerful soul, I am a pure peaceful being of light, and I am with Shiv Baba. Shiv Baba has come for me and I am never alone. So knowing your past, which is divine, knowing your present, which is very fortunate, and knowing your future, that whatever happens, even if I leave the body, no big deal, because I am going to leave this body and go to Satyug next. Because I am cultivating Satyugi sanskar, so no worry of the future. So Shiv Baba is telling us about our past, present and future, because every person has a sense of their past, present and future, and that belief about what is your past, present and future dictates how you behave. Yes, so this is why we are understanding this cycle. Now we understood about so let us also, before I start again explaining the cycle, let me underline that, in this world, everything is eternal and everything moves in cycles. If you observe, there are so many cycles going on around you. You are aware of the water cycle? Yes. There is a water cycle, and that's why, sun, rain, that's how it goes. So the sun shines, water evaporates, clouds are formed, and then it rains, and then again the sun shines, and again that same water evaporates. So it's a cycle. And then there's the cycle of day and night. The sun rises, the sun sets, and every time the sun rises, it's day, sun sets, it's night, and this goes on forever. And then there is the cycle of birth and death. So a soul is born into a small body, and then the body goes bigger, and then the body becomes degenerated, and then the soul leaves the body, takes another new body, becomes a child again. So this is how all the cycles are going. And Shiv Baba says, this whole world is also a cycle, and in this rishti, or in this act of creation, this creation is a cyclic process. And what happens is, in the creation also there is a morning, day, evening and night. And the morning of this world is Satyug. The day of the world is Treta Yug, the Silver Age. The evening of the world is Dwapar Yug, Copper Age, and the night is Kali Yug, Iron Age. And then again the sun rises. Who is the sun? The sun of knowledge, Shiv Baba. That's why when you talk about God, you say Gyan Surya, because he is the sun of knowledge. You tell God, remove me from darkness and take me to light. Because when it is utter darkness, we are not talking about the darkness of day and night, we are talking about the darkness of Kali Yuga. So in the darkness of Kali Yuga, Shiv Baba comes and then gives us the light of knowledge, and then reminds us, and as we remember, we become powerful, because that sanskar of powerful folders is activated. That folder of powerful sanskars is activated. And then you again go back to the day. So this is how it works. So now let's again understand the picture. So in the picture, yesterday we saw the picture, and in the picture we saw two yugas, Golden Age and Silver Age, and how it's a deity world, a world of purity. And then today we will understand what happens in the Copper Age. So when we are pure, we are peaceful, we are powerful, at that time everything runs in order. So here I would also like to tell you that when the soul is powerful, so you see there are three hierarchies: God, soul and nature. Okay, so when the soul is powerful, then nature obeys the soul. And then when the soul depletes, then nature is what the soul starts worshipping. So this is how it works. So these days, people worship nature. Why? Because the soul is in such low consciousness that nature is more beautiful, more pure than the soul. So the soul is trying to take sustenance from nature. Have you seen people who keep pets and feel good because of the pets? So you see, pets are making us feel peaceful and loved and respected, because I don't have any self-respect, I don't have love, I don't have peace within. So that one which is more peaceful becomes important. But the actual hierarchy is the soul is here and nature is here, and the soul is meant to serve nature, not the other way around. The soul is meant to create vibrations which the nature receives and feels honored and feels blessed. So in this two yugas, that is the order, nature serves us happily. So the water, the air, the earth, it is bountiful, it is giving you everything in abundance, because the soul is in its higher consciousness and highest power. And then I told you that as we take birth after birth, we deplete ourselves, and that is the natural law. So, according to the natural law, everything gets old with time, right? Very easy to understand that everything gets old with time. You build a house, you buy a car, you do anything, you have anything material also. You leave it for some years, it gets old. So similarly, the soul also, as it comes into birth and rebirth, it starts losing its energy. And then by the time it's copper age, the soul is half of its energy. So 50% energy is gone. And then that 50% gets replaced with vices. Because when the light is dim, the darkness sets in. So lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed, they come in, and when they come in, then there is sorrow, because sorrow is the effect of bad karma and happiness is the product of good karma. Very simple law. Happiness is the product of good karma, sorrow is the effect of bad karma. And what is bad karma? When you perform karma under the influence of lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed, then it is bad karma, and then that gives you sorrow. Yes, and when you perform good karma is when you are motivated by self-awareness that I am a pure, peaceful, blissful being of light and I should do as I am. That is good karma. So when you do bad karma, then sorrow sets in, and when sorrow sets in, then you start doing bhakti. Now you see, here you are yourself a deity, we are deities. Now you see, we listen to Satyanarayan Katha, we listen to the aim of Satyanarayan Katha is to change from a human to a deity. Or when we worship a deity, we say this is our Kul Devi, Kul Devata, which means we belong to their kul. I belong to this clan, right? So we are basically deity souls. We have come from that clan, and if you look at the Hindu religion, the original name is Adi Sanatan Devi Devata Dharam, which is the original deity religion. So we belong to this deity religion. We were deities earlier, and then when we depleted, we started creating our own images and worshipping them. Yes, just like when the grandparents die, they find a place in the temple. Yes, so just like you are worshipping the deity souls, you start worshipping your ancestors also. So these deities that we worship are nothing but our ancestors, and ancestors are who? We in our past births. So this is how we start worshipping our own images. And then in other places also there is the beginning of worship. So Abraham comes, Jesus comes, Buddha comes, and then they start creating their own religion so that the religion can guide people towards happiness, right? So people want a path. People are, we are performing actions that are leading to sorrow, and we want to come out of that sorrow in copper age. So we look for guidance, and then these religions are formed which are supposed to guide us, and they do guide us, right? And for a long time, because of the religions, we are able to keep the social order, the moral order in place. Okay? But so you see, first Abraham comes, then Buddha comes, then Christ comes, then Mahavir comes, then all of these people keep coming. Sannyas Dharam starts, all of these religions are coming. They all come in the last 2500 years. And when these religions are formed, then for some time the purpose is served. For some time, that temporary relief from sorrow is had. But then slowly, gradually, the religion is not working for us. And these days, the religion is not giving us strength. It is said religion is might, but now religion is fight. Yes, people are not taking strength from religion, people are fighting for religion. And I remember I was once in Haridwar, and I was buying some stuff so in the market, and then I was in this uniform. So the shopkeeper, he asked me, what do you people do? So I said, we teach the knowledge of the soul, God, and the nature of the world. So then he said, I'm very happy that you're protecting religion. So I said, but shouldn't it be the other way around? Instead of I protecting religion, shouldn't religion protect me? So he said, I don't understand what you mean. So I said, you see, religion is dharam. Dharam means dharana. Dharana means what you hold within, what you imbibe, what you live by. The principles that you live by is your dharam, that is your dharana. And those principles are meant to protect you. It is the strength that you take from your dharana, from the principles you adopt in life, from your personal ethical code, from your religious code, that is supposed to give you strength in life. But these days, we are following the scriptures. So in Hindi we say, you are worshipping the Gita, but you don't listen to the Gita. So we are not interested in what the Gita says, or let me follow it in my life, but I'm just, I put my hand and take a promise on Gita, and that's what Gita is left for now. So Shiv Baba tells us that slowly, gradually, people are, although the religion is there, religious scriptures are there, but we are not able to take strength from them. And why does that happen? So let's understand that. So the simple reason why we are not able to take strength from religion is, all the religion that we practice in the world, it is about values. Do this, don't do this, do that, don't do that. And for somebody to follow values, you need power. Yes, you need power to be a good brother like Sri Ram. You need power to be a good wife like Sri Sita. Do you have that kind of power today? How many of the, the souls in female bodies that are attending the class would choose what Sita chose when Sri Ram went to Vanvas? Would you go with the husband to Vanvas? Yes? Would you choose that? How many say yes? If my husband went to Vanvas, I would go with him. Because the father-in-law promised something. So not many of us are willing to do that. Because it requires great power to follow values. And why? And we don't have that kind of power right now. And that is why, this whole, this religion prescribes that, if you're a king, you do this. If you're the subject, you do this. If you're a woman, you do this. If you're a man, you do this. But then we don't have the power to follow all those prescriptions. Now, if we had that kind of power, very well enough, the system would work still, nicely, properly. But today, the soul which is in a body, so you are not a man or a woman or a king or a subject. You are a soul. And a soul is playing these roles. And the soul is depleted. The soul is powerless. Every soul is powerless. And that is why prescriptions about what role to play and how to play it is not going to work. Yes, and if somebody told me that yes, if you did this, it would be fine, yes, it would be, but I am not capable of doing that. Yes, there's one sister and her husband, he is into drinking, and then the family members say that, you stay with him, you don't take, we will fend for you, you people just stay together. We will take care of everything, the expenses and everything, and you don't have to do anything, just stay with him. And she says, I can't do that. So I asked her, why can't you do that? So she said, there have been 3 episodes when he drank profusely and he left the house and he was wandering in the streets, and I got up in the middle of the night and I found that he is not there. And then I went in the middle of the night looking for him, and in that dark night I was searching him, and then I found him lying in one corner of the street. And then when I saw that scene for 3 times, it has created such a trauma in me that I don't have the courage to go and live with that person under the same roof if there is nobody else around. And then she said, 100% I refuse to do it. I cannot stay with that person under one roof. And then the mother-in-law says, but that is okay. My husband also used to drink and do the same thing. Your father-in-law also used to do the same thing. But then see, we are a happy family sitting together, living together. And you see, as a woman, you shouldn't be afraid of your man. You should be. So she said, I agree with all of that. What I am trying to tell you is, I can't do it. I agree that you are a good person, you are a powerful person, and what you did, the choice you made was a better choice. But I am not powerful enough. I cannot make that choice. I get panic attacks. She said, I am suffering from anxiety. I cannot do it. I am very traumatized. And so you see, the soul doesn't have the soul. So you see, if somebody said that, this person made this compromise, that person made that compromise, the system would work fine. Yes, that's true. It would work fine if everything happened according to how we are prescribed to behave. Then the system would never collapse. but we don't have that kind of power, and people are looking at us, and even in religious scriptures we are talked about as kings and subjects and men and women and children, but we are not men and women and children, and we are not kings and subjects. We are souls, and that soul is depleted. And then that is why when all of this stops working, and then we don't have the power to walk the path that religion shows us, then we come to this place where it is called the end of Kali Yuga. And then Shiv Baba comes, and Shiv Baba tells us that you are a soul and you need power. So forget what you have to do right now. Just consider yourself to be a soul and remember me. And draw power, draw love, draw peace, draw happiness from me. That which you need is something that I am giving you. And just take some moments from your schedule and early in the morning and sit in this awareness that I am a soul, drawing light and strength from Shiv Baba and filling myself. And Shiv Baba says, I have come practically, I talk to you practically every day. And through the Murli, through the words that I speak, I will keep telling you about the powerful truth about the soul. And then in silence, you keep practicing that truth and keep remembering me. So in this journey with me, you will gain strength, you will, and when the soul is powerful, the soul is knowledgeful, the soul is peaceful, our actions follow. Then the soul doesn't need to be told, tolerate, compromise. No, the soul will do it. The soul will not mind anything. Nobody will have panic attacks. And there is no anxiety, no stress. And then you are able to do your bit to the best in every situation. But first comes understanding yourself, realizing yourself, filling yourself with power. And you are the soul, and you need to do that for yourself first. And then when we do that for this small period of time called the confluence age, we not only pass this time not without making any without doing adding burden to our vikarma more and more. We do good karma and pass this confluence age, and also prepare ourselves to go to Satyug, the golden age. Because those sanskars that we create by doing actions on the directions of Shiv Baba and or with power from Shiv Baba, those actions create habits, sanskars, and those sanskars are divine sanskars. And we take them with us and go to the golden age, to the Satyugi Sansar. And this is how the cycle again repeats. Okay, so this is the explanation of the cycle. Now, one more thing. So just read what's written below. You did not come here for the first time. You had come to this place at the same time 5,000 years ago. Now you have come this way and will continue to come after every 5,000 years, because every 5,000 years this drama is being repeated. So it means that this drama, this cycle is identically repeating. So all of you who are sitting in this class, sat in this class 5,000 years ago exactly like this. And we are repeating every second of the 5,000 years exactly as it is. So whatever you did 1 hour back, you did 5,000 years back, 1 hour back. And whatever you're doing right now, you did exactly 5,000 years back. So this is an identically repeating cycle. And you see, there are many times when you are in a situation or you are meeting somebody, talking to somebody, and then it feels like, you are not doing it for the first time, whereas technically you're doing it for the first time. So, and it happens so often that there is a term for it. The term is deja vu. And people say, I'm having a deja vu, which means that I feel like I've been here, done this earlier also. And why? Because you're not doing anything for the first time. You've done it every 5,000 years. And you're doing exactly that same thing over and over again. And you know why this knowledge is important? Because now you see, because you've forgotten what you did, so it looks like new every time, so that's also a good idea. If you remembered, you would feel like you're repeating it, so that would make no sense. But since you've forgotten it and you feel like you're doing it new every time, it's interesting. But to know that you are not doing it for the first time is very important, because when you know that you've already done it, then you have the power of awareness that since I have already done this, it is not easy for me, it's not difficult for me to do it. And Baba gives us one expression, nothing new. Nothing new. This is a mantra that we practice. So whatever comes up, the most unexpected of circumstances, the biggest challenge, anything comes before you, just remember, this is nothing new. I have done it every 5,000 years and I can do it now. And when you know this, when you just know it with knowledge that this is not the first time you're doing it, you will get immense strength to do what you did last time and cross that situation, face that situation. And we will talk about this identical repetition a little more tomorrow, but for today we will finish at this. Okay, so there are questions. Let me take that. After attending the class, I know real knowledge, and after that I am remembering all my bad deeds and I am feeling very guilty. My self-hate has increased. Yes, so we live in a culture where we say, feel guilty, do nothing. So we have been taught that feeling guilty is your way to repent. No, your way to repent is to do equal amounts of good deeds now. So realization is good. It's important that we realize we've done so many bad deeds. But then you have to reform. And what is the way to make amends? Not feeling guilty, because feeling guilty doing nothing doesn't help. Yes, so what you do is you take the responsibility to do at least some number of good deeds every day now. And when you take that responsibility, then this guilt will help you, serve the world and serve yourself. And then this guilt is good. But if you don't use the guilt in the right way, and you just think that, feeling guilty is the end, then it will increase self-hate. So, just like when you have a knife, you can use it to cut vegetables, you can use it to cut your hand. But it depends how you hold the knife. If you hold the knife right, it will cut vegetables. If you hold the knife from the other end, it will cut your hand. So, knowledge has to be used right. Knowledge is a double-edged sword, always. You have to use it right. So, not knowing that you did any sin is not helping. Knowing is good, but then what do you do after you know it? So, you understand that I have a burden of sins and I have to make amends and I have to do an equal number of good deeds now. But first, what do you have to do? First, remember Shiv Baba, because Why did you do all those bad deeds? Because you were powerless. And a weak soul performs bad actions. That is how the law works. A weak soul cannot perform good actions. Good actions are the privilege of a powerful soul. And when you're weak, you will perform bad actions even if you don't want to. You will end up doing that same thing. So first thing is, through meditations, spend a lot of time sitting in self-awareness, practicing in self-awareness and drawing light and strength from Shiv Baba. And that yoga will give you power. And when you're powerful, then choose to do good actions through your body, mind, wealth. And slowly you will understand how you can perform good actions also. Okay, so this is how you use the sword of knowledge rightly. Don't use it the wrong way. Okay, Om Shanti. Let's thank Shiv Baba for some time. I am a soul. I remember the time when I was in my home. The sweet world of light. I see myself in my sweet home. I am in my bodiless stage. I am in the form of a star. Absolutely thoughtless, in peace. Just one thought, one feeling, peace. And all around me, there is peace and quiet. No sound, just sweet peace all around. And in front of me, there is Shiv Baba. The ocean of peace. Raining peace on me. Abundant light of peace emerging from my point of light, Shiv Baba. I am a peaceful soul. In my peaceful home, with the ocean of peace. Just immerse yourself in this beautiful experience of sweet peace.
चलो करे हम सैर रूहानी, चलो करे हम सैर रूहानी, चलो करे हम सैर, हाथ में हाथ लिए बाबा के, चलो करे हम सैर, चलो करे हम सैर रूहानी, चलो करे हम सैर, हाथ में हाथ लिए बाबा के, चलो करे हम सैर। स्मृतियों के हम पंख लगा के तीनों लोक में जाए, तीनों कालों में चारों युगों में आओ चक्र लगाए। स्मृतियों के हम पंख लगा के तीनों लोक में जाए, तीनों कालों में चारों युगों में आओ चक्र लगाए, पार करेंगे हंसते हंसते, पार करेंगे हंसते हंसते भवसागर को तैर, हाथ में हाथ लिए बाबा के, चलो करे हम सैर। स्थूल वतन से ऊपर अपना सूक्ष्म वतन ये आया, यही फरिश्तों की दुनिया पहने प्रकाशमय काया। स्थूल वतन से ऊपर अपना सूक्ष्म वतन ये आया, यही फरिश्तों की दुनिया पहने प्रकाशमय काया। सबसे ऊपर मूल वतन घर, सबसे ऊपर मूल वतन घर, जाए तनिक यहाँ ठहर, हाथ में हाथ लिए बाबा के, चलो करे हम सैर। आदिकाल में आत्माएं जब धरती पर है आई, देवी देवताओं की दुनिया स्वर्ग यही कहलाई। आदिकाल में आत्माएं जब धरती पर है आई, देवी देवताओं की दुनिया स्वर्ग यही कहलाई। थे भंडार भरे भारत के, थे भंडार भरे भारत के, लगे सुखों के ढेर। सतयुग को हम मुख दे अपना, कलयुग को दे पैर। कलयुग की अब बारी, रावण के पारी शुरू हुई पर आखिर आकर हारी। सतयुग त्रेता बीते द्वापर, कलयुग की अब बारी, रावण के पारी शुरू हुई पर आखिर आकर हारी। खैर चलो अब लौट चले घर, खैर चलो अब लौट चले घर, हो न जाए देर। हाथ में हाथ दिए बाबा